come through, but she'll be hoping that if all the leaders group together, they'll put an immense amount of pressure on each other, probably on the first standing shoot. I think they should get through the two prones safely enough, and then that's when we'll start to see mistakes, and the Norwegian will start to pick them off one by one.
That's very... I thought Gusner would have been on the tail of her teammate Henkel's skis. So Gusner struggling. She's, well, Vilakina's come through. Maybe she's just taking her time to get into this race.
Henkel started 17 behind, so she's lost a second. Sukalova maybe getting excited with being the first one away, pushing too hard. Mäkäräinen 30 behind at the moment, having started 35. Sensible gains. It is only a kilometre, so 5 seconds a kilometre. Mäkäräinen on course to be in the lead by the time they go into the last 2Ks. Number 7 was Shimarenko, looking nice and light on the feet. I think she's got over her fatigued period. Now, win number 3. This is a real test of what Sokolova can do. Her 2 wins have both come in the time trial format. It's a very different kettle of fish to win in the head-to-head races.
Quite amazing when she, for the first time experiencing leading, as you mentioned earlier, in Pokljuka before Christmas, and she was able to hit all 20.
Well, now, Kuzmina going down. I'm not sure what that is about. I think she's likely to have got tangled up with Miriam Gusner. And if that's the case, then Kuzmina's skis would have gone underneath Gusner's, and she stopped dead. We might get a replay of that if we're lucky.
But think of the frustration now. Kuzmina was moving the fastest in that first group, and now she's brought down to zero's pace. Here we go.
Oh. Well, that doesn't tell us too much, but she was absolutely level with Miriam Gusner before that little incident. Kuzmina, of course, the sister of Anton Shapulin, so she, if she wins, the Russians will take it as a home victory, I think, here in Khanty-Mansijsk. If you don't know where Khanty is, check it out on the map. We're in the middle of Siberia. What is it, 2,000 kilometers to the east of Moscow. And the average winter temperature here around -15 degrees. And once you stand on this hill on which the city of Khanty-Mansijsk is built, you can look for thousands and thousands of miles across the frozen plains. It's a spectacular sight, not one that most people would choose to live with, but it really is a fantastic cultural experience to come out here.
When you think as well, Patrick, so many of the Russians, cross-country skiers, best biathletes, they base themselves here. It's such an isolated place to be.
Well, the reason being, the facilities are second to none.
Yeah, tarmac underneath all these tracks, so yes, wonderful facilities, yeah, but a lonely base.
Great concert halls. There's a bit of culture here. There's a lot of money. This is the oil capital of Russia.
Love this camera shot. It shows you the straight spine, the right leg in line with the barrel, and there's such a spread there on the legs. That's to get your stability through your position so you don't roll left or right.
Yeah, that left leg of Sokolova's far further forward than anyone else on the range. Just check out Henkel's foot position. Gives her stability. Is she expecting a force 10 win?
Well, I'll tell you what, for me, I'm happy to see some wind today. It's been very easy shooting. Brilliant.
That's a good start from Sokolova. Gusner makes her first mistake. She's got an average of 6 misses in every pursuit she's entered this season, and she's on course to equal that. That's a disastrous start for Gusner with 2 misses already. Kuzmina taking her time. Down go the 5 targets, and Kuzmina certainly will be moving into the top 3. Kaisa Mäkäräinen of Finland, like she did in the sprint, is taking her time. An extra 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds on each shot, so she loses time, but she clears the target. That's what's important at the moment. Vita Shimarenko has gone clear. I'm just looking for Tora Berger's target. Mike, one miss early on. Now, Berger's won 4 pursuits this season. She's looking to make it 4 in a row today, having won the last 3. She's astonishing in this head-to-head, but she still hasn't managed to shoot clear in any of them.
Incredible. She is the best when it comes to the final shooting, but is this first shot missed and slightly off the pace? She's not out yet. Is that going to put her psychology off? It's very different experience for her. Poor old Gwizdon, she's missed 4. The Polish biathlete putting a rifle on now.
Yeah, game over for Gwizdon. So after the highs of last weekend, where she said she wasn't surprised she came through to win, I wonder what she'll say after today's race. Was she surprised to miss 4 targets? I wonder. Grigorin, Horschler, Zima, all shooting the perfect 5. Via Shimarenko's missed 2. Palka has missed two women who have a chance, and SACHENBACHER-STEHLE of Germany, another 2 misses, and I think she's out of contention.
That was interesting. 5, 6, 7 lanes there side by side were all missing a lot of targets at the same time. The wind came from the left.
Yeah, look how well protected lane 1 is. And it's with the wind coming from the left, you wouldn't think that, but there's a build-up of pressure at the right-hand edge of the range. You get a sort of compression, but the wind strength isn't quite as strong as it is in the centre, and that's where all the targets were being missed. If you're a Czech fan, it's good news so far, but we've only completed one of the 4 shoots. Gabriela Sokolova started with a lead of 17 seconds, and Mike, it's not quite as healthy as it was, but she does still have the lead.
Look at Vilakina. She's we saw that she had good ski speed, and she seems to have raised her form. Lost a couple of seconds now already in this lap, so she really is having the race of her season. She did make the podium at Vilakina in the first race of the season, and she hasn't been back on the podium since.
Yeah, she had a really good week in Östersund, a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th. Looked to be on good form, and actually, if you look at her results, she's had more top 5s than Andrea Henkel, who's lying in the top 3 of the World Cup standings. So Vilakina, I'm slightly surprised to see her down in 12th, but she did miss the World Cups in Oslo, and with 3 races not competed in, she's lost a lot of ground there. But nice to see her in 2nd place, and she'll keep the home fans going. Kuzmina Makarainen and Shimarenko in the top 5. Tora Berger, where's she gone through? She's not the first Norwegian at the moment, Tora Berger. I think she's dropped just 1 place, or maybe 2 places, from 7th to 9th.
59.9, nearly a minute behind for Berger.
Remember, she's after equaling Forsberg's record of 19 podiums in a season. She's running out of races to do it, and I think she's running out of ski speed. Tyrell Eckhoff having a good race so far, but her shooting in the pursuits has been poor this season, so fingers crossed that she can get that together.
Good to see this part of the course, and this is roughly further back there. That was where Kuzmina fell the first time round. She must have just tripped over herself or over another athlete's ski poles, and then back up this climb. It doesn't look much from here. Let's see so 1 shot was high right for Vilakina.
Yeah, the rest fairly central, and Sokolova's tended to be. There certainly were 1 or 2 in the centre, but those that weren't in the centre were high right. So will she aim off? Don't forget the wind coming from the left, so you'd expect them to go over to the right-hand side.
Quite changeable, the wind. It was from the right, then it swirled around, so I think they'll take the readings the coaches gave them and just keep the sights in the same place.
Sokolova, of course, will have the advantage of shooting on the same lane as she did in the first shoot, so that could be advantageous.
The Russian team need this Vilakina up front. Hopefully she can hang on, hold the pressure. Good turnout as well, spectator-wise. Although an earlier start, 4:30 local time.
Well, I think it's sensible in the weekday races, hold it in the evening so those working can come up. They've in the past they've held them early in the day, and we've only had a half-full stadium, but that's not been the case. All the spectators walking up from the city centre, 1.5 kilometres up the hill. It's quite a fun atmosphere as they make their way up. Even in weather conditions like this, they will have enjoyed the approach, discussing who is going to win, and certainly they are desperate for some Russian success. But don't forget, Mike, the Russian men have won the Nations Cup. The Russian women have finished in 2nd place, is it? I think in the women's standings. I'll just confirm that in a minute. In fact, they're down in 3rd. They've been overtaken by Germany, who finish in 2nd.
Sokolova taking a long time. She's really struggling to keep it calm.
I wonder whether she's been caught out, because lanes 1 and 2, there's virtually no wind at all at the moment. And having seen the fall of shot, which said all her rounds went to the right, she might have been aiming off to the left.
She took her, and look how much fear almost. Kuzmina, the same mistake. The flags are from the left now, they were from the right.
Extraordinary. So all these women hit the 5 targets first time round, and the second time in, the pace has built a little bit. Here comes Tyrell Eckhoff in lane number 7, alongside Andrea Henkel, who will have certainly picked up on the situation in lanes 1 and 2. Vita Shimirenko, 5 out of 5 first time. She's done the same second time. And Khanty-Mansijsk, whose tactics backfired somewhat in the sprint by taking too much time on the range. Certainly, it's working today. Now watch how quickly Berger shoots. She's down in lane 13. Lucky for some, not for most. Fantastic.
She's back.
Fantastic shooting.
Gusner taking her time, and I think that's sensible, but really taking her time, losing what, 10 seconds, 12, 15 maybe to Berger.
Now Domracheva, we need to pick up on her time coming out of the range. She started 57 behind Mike, obviously wearing bib number 13, Daria Domracheva, and she's gone 1-0, so she missed one first time round, and she's back to 57 seconds, so she's made up for the miss early on.
Tora Berger, she started 8th, she dropped to 13th, and now she's back up to 6th with that fast, accurate shooting.
Vilakina leading for Russia, the quickest off the penalty loop, having shot pretty quickly actually, as relative to Sukalova. Vita Shimirenko's gone from 7 to 3. Kaisa Mäkäräinen of Finland, is she going to get a win? She's gone from 6 to 4 and has cleared all 10 targets so far. And then we've got Anastasia Kuzmina, who is still in 5th place, skiing like the wind, but she missed 2 on that last shoot, and that was expensive shooting. Berger is into 6th now, having dropped to 9th after the first shoot. Durant of France, 0-0 as always, but still down in 7th place.
One of the best movers from Slovenia, Taya Grigorin, 21st to 14th. Low left.
So, certainly caught out by the change in wind conditions on lane number 1. That's no real excuse for that, Mike. It was fairly noticeable on the cameras. I guess she should have spotted that. Just trying to think of the size of blinder that Sukalova uses.
I think it's a full wraparound, so she's maybe not seeing the flags quickly.
Well, welcome back to Khanty-Mansijsk. We're on the 3rd lap now, 2 shoots completed. From now on, it's all about the standing position. The leading 4 pretty much neck and neck. Vita Shimirenko just 5.6 behind, and she's on the tail of Kaisa Mäkäräinen. So I think the Ukrainian will benefit from being in the slipstream of Mäkäräinen, the Finn. And Mäkäräinen certainly travelling quicker than anyone else in that leading group of 4. Now, Mike, we've been asking viewers to send through their opinions of which has been the best race of the season. I think it might be unfolding at the moment. But from what I've read so far, 99%